So I'm going to do an oracle card reading today, which is slightly different because I haven't shown you any of my oracle decks yet. So this reading is going to be from the fuzzy Prism Oracle, which is a fun deck, as you can see by the super cool box. And the imagery is kind of like all like kind of like this. It's a bit abstract, a bit crazy, and it's quite spiritual, and it just offers a bit of guidance for the day. So whether it's an emotion to focus on and unravel and hopefully release, or an action to take. And all the cards are pink, white and silver, so I quite like it. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards. Just focusing on intention for today. We keep shuffling until we feel like a card wants to leap out. Okay. So this card is meditation. So that's like an action to take today. But at the same time, it's also an emotion to think upon, because when we meditate, lots of emotions come up. And you know, when we reach that quiet, still space in the middle of our minds, that's when we realize, you know, perhaps what we've been holding on to and trying to suppress or deny. And we can hear it and give it space. And by doing so, you know, honor it and respect it and love it, shine light onto it, and you know, with enough effort and enough time and enough presence, that emotion can be released. And sometimes we'll manage to do that in one meditation session, and other times it will take a lot longer. It might take many days or weeks or months even. You know, it depends on the kind of like how deeply rooted that emotion is or that trauma is, and how many things it's connected to. Because very often, if we have like a core trauma that's like right from our childhood, or you know, from when we were in the womb, or even from before we came in, if we've been carrying that trauma throughout our whole lives, then that trauma is going to have been triggered many times. We're going to have you know, met with, attracted, bumped into people along our path who were there to help us heal and release that trauma, that core wound. And depending on how awake we were at the time and how able we were to really like lean into that instead of like against and away from it, to surrender to it instead of resist it, then, you know, we may or may not have healed these things, but many of us still have things that we haven't managed to heal from all, you know, way back, because when we bump into those relationships or those situations in adulthood that trigger us, we're so freaked out by them, and we're so provoked by them that we're just really reactive, and we can't kind of stop and be calm and think and act in a grounded and in a spiritual way, and so they get the better of us. So this card is basically it is an encouragement and an invitation to spend some time in meditation, quietly sitting with your thoughts, sitting with your emotions and feelings, sitting with the sensations in your body and any discomfort or tightness or pain, and just letting it speak to you, letting it tell you what it needs, what it is, and what you can do to release it. If we look at the image on this card, there's like a head, a face, and the eyes are shut, the mouth is still, and the third eye is open and looking upwards. And then on top there's like the triangle, which is like, you know, the higher self space, the space that we want to enter into when we're meditating so that we can receive guidance and healing. And this space is like it's been pierced by a nail. And then all of this like kind of like colour, this pink is coming out of it. And it's almost like we need to take that sharp attitude we have towards ourselves, yeah, the kind of the sword or the dagger that we use to jab ourselves with daily, telling ourselves we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not clever, we're not capable, we're not strong, all of those negative things that we say to ourselves every single day. We need to kind of like take that sword, yeah, and thrust it into that upper space, yeah, that kind of like healing sphere, triangle, pyramid, that healing pyramid up here. We need to kind of like poke it up there and pierce it, yeah, in order to release all of that stuff, yeah, by turning our weapon outwards instead of inwards, yeah, into the energy like center above our head that is holding all of this stuff hostage. And we need to like turn our weapon up out there, because it's not our thoughts and feelings about ourselves that we're putting on ourselves. It's stuff that we have been told and led to believe throughout the course of our lives. So it's stuff that we have adopted. It's not ours, it's stuff we've just adopted and collected and then got saddled with and unable then to like get rid of. So if we turn that knife around, yeah, and we use it instead as a weapon to defend ourselves and to slay our foe with, instead of a weapon of self-flagellation, then we can pierce that pyramid that's been holding it tight all of this time, and we can release all of those emotions, all of those thoughts, all of those beliefs, and send them back to where they came from. It's like when you do energy healing and you do cord cutting, it's like these are all the cords that you've collected from all of the people who've, you know, like, you know, for example, at school, if you're told you're not clever enough, or you're not good enough, or you're stupid, or you're slow, you know, every time a teacher said one of those things to you, they'd sent out a cord and it would have stuck to you. And some of us just naturally like do the cord cutting, we've always done it and we've never really realized it, and so we're okay. And others collect these cords, and then we walk through life and we're becoming more and more kind of like tied down and suffocated and held in, and you know, our true essence is being slowly killed, yeah, slowly strangled. And in meditation we can tap into these things, yeah, we can see them, we can hear them, we can feel them, and we can release them, and we can reset ourselves back to normal. So today's card is meditation, and I urge you to find a form of meditation that suits you. Whatever feels comfortable to you, start there, and start small, and then expand, and see how much you can grow that practice, and do it as a daily practice from now until, you know, forever. You know, just 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, it's all incredibly useful, having that still quiet time. And you will find that the more you do that, the more intuitive you'll become, the more centered and grounded you'll be, and the more peaceful you will be. And there is great healing within that practice. So go meditate.